Oh my God, my YNR fans, we have a firestorm of an episode today. First, Tucker make inroads with Ashley. Nick is confused because Adam bamboozles Sally. Nate make a crazy confession that sets off this firestorm, which leads Devon and Lily to fire Nate. Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS Soaps, both the young and the restless and the bold and the beautiful. This is your Young and the Restless recap for October 13th. And without further ado, let's talk about this drama. So we left off yesterday with Chancellor Winters, where we see Nate comes clean about meeting with the CEO of another company and revealing every detail of the IPO process. Now, Devon assumes that this is some type of revenge plot and wonders how much damage Nate has done. Now, Nate insists that it was never about inflicting damage. Yeah, right, Nate. But Devon is upset as he realizes that the CEO must have vowed to put Nate in charge. Now, Devon also assumed Nate was going to sell his shares to give that person a controlling interest as a trade-off. He is absolutely correct. Now, after Devon decides this is why Nate and Elena were having relationship issues, he thinks the only reason Nate confessed is because Elena showed up yesterday's episode. And Devon demanded to know if this mysterious CEO is none other than his dad, Tucker McCall. But Nate is like, nope, I'm not going to tell you who I spoke with. That serves confirmation for Devon, who insists that it goes without saying that Nate, you're fired. Now, once he's pissed, Devon storms out. Nate admits to Lily that the CEO he talked to has financing altogether and could make a move once they have the date as well as the time. Now, Audra, who is the Trojan horse in the room, also arranged to kind of pump the brakes while Lily vows to call Jill and let her in on this whole mess. Billy rants about understanding why Ashlyn Locke must have seen in Nate now, the greed and the selfishness. And I'm like, Billy, if you don't sit yourself down, you don't even want to be there in a COO position. And you're just a few years off of embezzlement at Jabot when you were CEO. So take a seat and be quiet. And then let the violins play because Nate explains how he lost his joy and he couldn't be a surgeon anymore and he found a sense of purpose as a COO. But Devon whine, rejected every idea, and Nate he said he'll never be a priority. And Billy didn't think that justified Nate stabbing them all in the back. Now, Nate acted like this was the only way to prove himself, but Lily was like, no. It was a choice. And she said, you know what, Nate? Get out. So afterward, we see Nate run back home trying to catch Elena at the penthouse before she leaves for Baltimore. That gives Nate a chance to admit that he told the truth minus Victoria Newman's involvement. Now, Nate insists that he confessed the whole takeover plan and add that he did it for her. She still don't look too happy. She actually looks indifferent. So I don't know if this is going to work in your favor, Nate. And in my opinion, probably not. So let's talk about the other mole in the room, Audra. Now, she's talking about taking the necessary steps to stop the IPO from moving forward. Audra asks if they should keep the framework in place in case there's a delay. She knows what she's trying to do. Now, Lily planned to decide that with Devon later, which is good. Now, Billy also kind of get all up in his feelings about how they have to find out who Nate is actually feeding information to. I don't think you're going to be happy with who that is, Billy. So now over at the Abbott Mansion, we see Tracy has the gift that Tucker gave Ashley yesterday. And Ashley talks to Tracy about how, he gave her that gift as a remembrance of a date that they had and how he's a master manipulator who hasn't changed. Now, after Ashley kind of hint about Tucker and Diane linking up, she admits, I don't have the proof yet, but believe me, I'm going to find out. Now, over at Jabot, Tucker finds Adam in his office and is praising him for the decision to distance himself for everything Newman. Now, especially one Newman, Victor Newman. Now, Adam thinks, well, that's rich considering you haven't made much of an effort to show up for your own son, Devon. However, Adam and Tucker's conversations stay pretty friendly, despite Adam's willingness to call Tucker out. Now, Adam thinks that Tucker is wasting his time trying to get up close to Ashley, but Tucker refused to give up since there's no barrier that he won't try to overcome when he actually loves her. Now, after this whole Tucker speech about winning Ashley back, Adam now is reflecting too on memories of Sally as he sits by himself. And it seems like the wheels are turning for Adam as he kind of make a bold move of his own. Speaking of Sally, she runs into Nick over at Chancellor Park and asks if they can spend some time together this weekend, a little sexy time. Now, Nick approves when Sally suggests that they should enjoy lunch by the lake and find a place to go skinny dipping. And I'm picturing that and I'm like, well, it'll be better with Adam. But nonetheless, Nick was like, oh yeah, let's think about that and don't take skinny dipping off the table. Now, later, back in Sally's office, Cuckoo Chloe is extremely happy that Sally is focusing on Nick instead of Adam. Now, although Sally still seemed a little bummed about losing Adam, that's because she's not over him. She's determined to focus on the positive things in life. So back over at Jabot, Tucker ambushes Ashley and push her into having this whole dinner with him. Now, Ashley objects, but Tucker vows that, hey, I'll leave you alone if you just share a meal at Society where Abby can be 2 seconds off of kicking me out and just hear me out. Now, Ashley eventually caves in, but she insists that it's only so Tucker stops stalking her. Now, Tucker assures Ashley that he'll stick to their terms and steer clear of her if the dinner doesn't go the way that he wants it to. Do you all believe Tucker? I don't. Now, after Tucker gets back to his suite and get all dressed up in a suit, he opens his door of his suite to find a very angry Devon. Tucker called it a nice surprise, but he's like, you know what? I'm in a rush. I gotta go. Devon urged Tucker to make time for him and wanted to demand and to know if he came back to Genoa City for Chancellor Winters. And while that's going on, Ashley's sitting waiting at that table with a drink in one hand and a phone in the other, wondering, where the heck is he? Now, over at Newman Media, Chloe comes in and reveals this whole fancy invitation that was delivered via courier. Now, Sally is begging for Cuckoo Chloe to hand it over, and I don't know why she's playing games with her. But she finally gives it to her, and Sally opens it and realizes that it's inviting her to a dinner tonight at the Grand Phoenix Rooftop for 2. And the invitation is signed with the letter N. Sally assumes that it's actually from Nick. Well, when Sally leaves, Nick shows up looking for her. Chloe explained, well, Sally already left for your little rendezvous. And Nick was like, what rendezvous? When he heard about a dinner on the rooftop. Yeah, it's not him. Nick, I think you got outplayed with a chess move. Now, Sally makes it up to the Grand Phoenix Rooftop. She finds this whole romantic setup waiting for her. Moments later, while she's pouring her wine and getting it all excited because she thinks Nick just is so creative. Well, sorry, sweetheart, it wasn't Nick. Adam appears looking very dapper in his suit and tells Sally that he's glad that she could actually make it. So, look like Adam is going to try to win Sally over with this romantic dinner for 2. So we got to stay tuned and see how it all pans out. And what is Sally going to say? Is she going to stick with Nick or go back to her ex, Adam? Okay, so there you have it, your Young and the Restless recap for Thursday, October 13th, 2022. Stay tuned for the Bold and the Beautiful recap also for today. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye.